right. Hello out there. There we go. Get a little bit better lighting. Connection's not stable. It says I went live. Still having problems with the connection. Get some people. I'm not looking at here. There we go. Alright. Can you tell me if I'm live?
What?
Can you tell me if I'm live? I don't know.
YouTube?
Yeah, on WRO.
Yeah. Let me flip back on.
I'm pretty sure I am, but... Alright. Alright. Looks like we have at least a viewer. Cool. Alright, so... Nice. We are live. Alright. So where do we want to start? Do we want to start with raids, or do we want to start with some PvP? So let's go ahead and see what we can do. Let's see if I can...
I'm going back out.
How's this? This look a little better on the setup? Need to grab a... Look all shadowy. Am I audible? Everything I can be heard clearly? Alright, sounds good. Yeah, that's... I have a fan going. Is it too loud? I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Ignore the doom. That's my notification for Discord. Do I need to turn the fan down? Is it too loud? You drop it to 1. Thank you. Is that better? Well, it was like 93 today, so yeah.
Charlotte Louise, what did I tell you? Go in and watch Toy Story.
Charlotte, go watch Toy Story, honey.
So, I asked you very nicely.
Okay, I'll give you a hug real quick, but then you gotta go back and watch movies, okay? I love you.
Sweetie,
What's up, buddy?
Charlotte, come here. Come here.
It's okay, honey. Did the echo get better when I turned the fan down?
It's really yummy.
Beautiful. Alright, good. Oh man, I was... whatever. This is what I get for trying to do Alliance win the first day. Everybody's attacking real quick. Trying to get their MVPs. Mrs. Ogre says hi to everybody. You could, just say hi.
Hi.
Like, people do know who you guys are.
Muffins. I just gave you hugs. Go watch Toy Story.
Mommy, I really want my own thing.
No.
Why?
Alright, so this is the team I've been using for low gear in raids. Obviously, this is only my second raid with low gear, but with hey, Costly. But with Emerald Archer and Harley Quite Vexing, you pseudo recreate what Riddler does. Hey, say hi, Mrs. Ogre. Pseudo recreate what Riddler does with the agility down, the strength down, the turn meter down from Green Arrow's lead. And then Cyborg is there for the big damage along with Harley. They both get ramping pretty quickly. Swamp Thing is there to apply crit ups. So I feel like this is probably one of the probably less than an hour, Costly. Like, I don't want to run too far into your stream. I know you wanted to show off new reworks and stuff too, so I don't have a whole lot planned other than a little bit of raids and some PvP. So I just wanted to get some content for Gear 8 out and see what kind of interest there was. Drum up whatever interest people actually have in it. So, and then maybe I'll start streaming regularly on Wednesdays or maybe Sundays. Yeah, sounds good. And then I'll join you on yours after that. Sounds like a plan. For anybody who doesn't know, Costly is gonna be streaming on Twitch. And we can get you that link in the Reddit right now if you go to it later. So we're going to go ahead and try and clear this board. Sounds good, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let me know I was a Twitch account too so I can watch it.
Yeah, and then Mrs. Ogre just said she'll throw her Twitch account on there too, get you an extra follower so that... Alright, so this is the team that I've been rocking this week. So far, let me just check this real quick. We had a few wins. Like, I find this amusing that my Gear 8 team has a defensive win against this. If this is your team, I'm sorry I gave you such problems. But like, I personally chuckle every time I see these on my defense log. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I find it appealing to myself to just, yay, pat on the back. We haven't really done a whole lot yet. We're just getting started. I haven't started PvP yet. I was just looking at my defense log to see what all I have defensively won, and I am enjoying the fact that I have these wins. So, but we're gonna go in and we're gonna do some a bot match. It looks like, but this is the team that I've been rocking this week, and I kind of wanted to rock it the rest of the week just to continue to see how it does defensively. Martian Manhunter, Cersei, Swamp Thing, and Metallo. Metallo has been an absolute boss for me at Gear 8. Depending, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but Gear 8, he seems like he's really good. Like, I don't know. It's like you don't get the one-shots that you do in the higher gear levels, so that's probably where it comes down to he's actually really good at this lower gear level, because he survives a lot better, and, like, even if he doesn't... let's go like that. So... stun you. Get you. Okay. We're able to get to him. Alright. And this is why I haven't used Metallo's clear yet. Oh, missed, but it's okay. Hey Doug, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. And that is one thing I don't like about YouTube versus Twitch. I don't get to see who just joined, the chat and all that other fun stuff. I just have to rely on, especially with doing this off of my phone, I just get to see the chat at the top of the screen unless I tap the icon and bring up the full chat. So that is one thing, a downside about just doing all this off of my phone. But I think it's okay. Please ignore the background movie, as it is keeping a 4-year-old occupied. Alright, so that was a bot team. Got a couple of bot teams. I'm just going to plow through these real quick, hopefully. But if y'all have any suggestions on teams you want to see, please feel free to let me know. Because obviously I like experimenting at Gear 8. It's been a lot of fun. This is something that I love to do. Clear that Howl immunity and get to stunning. I love Cersei for that. So need the purge. Nope, didn't get it. It's alright. So something that defensively I think gives people problems with this team is that if anybody dies, Martian Manhunter's leadership gives out awareness. Thank you, buddy. But yeah, I think anybody dies, gives Martian Manhunter, gives out the awareness. Swamp Thing has a chance to revive everybody, and then Cersei continues to revive people. So something that I know that the AI will do, so if you put it on auto, the AI will continue to attack the same target whether they've died or not. So if Metallo pops back up and your character wants to attack a physical affinity character, they're going to continue to attack Metallo, even though Cersei should be the priority for that character. So when you're coming up against a team like this, you want to take it off of auto because you're not going to focus on who you need to, and you're going to continue to give my team the awareness and all that other stuff. That's the general idea with this team. It's also a pseudo-stun team with Metallo, Martian Manhunter, and Cersei all having stuns. The only heal immunity in the team is Swamp Thing, but I feel like it's enough to get by because you don't necessarily need all that. So... I feel like the team has a pretty good amount of control. And then you do things like that with Metallo, and you just bleh. What are you doing, child? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Look at the thing. Say hi. Look here. Is that you?
Who is it?
That's you.
Oh.
You say hi?
Yeah, hi. My voice is broken.
That's okay. It's okay. Your little stick is fine. We'll fix it later.
Really?
Yeah, go watch Toy Story.
No, I want to.
You want to what?
I want to join you.
No, you don't need to join me.
I want to.
Sorry, everybody.
I want to be in the gym by myself.
So up until a couple of days ago, I had L1 bots. Now they're L2. And the only thing that I had that changed was my Martian Manhunter went from like over here where Killer Frost is to where he is now by finishing is up to Gear 8. And if he's only 18 points stronger than Metallo, so I'm like, that's fine. So I think the idea was that it finally gave me 4 characters in my top 4 that are legendary. So if anybody is tracking how that works, that is my notes on it.
No. You're not listening.
All right. So one thing that I know is that sooner or later I will run out of these bot teams. and I'm going to be pushing for top 1500 this week. Well, I'm going to try to. We'll see how it goes. Basically, my plan is to hold out just... no, I'm not FTP. I have bought the gems for the raid packs both times now. I bought the President Lex skin just because that was super cool. Like, I'm not free to play, but I'm not like a whale or anything. I think
Money when you want it.
I think the term that JLR gave me was guppy. So I don't spend a whole lot. So okay. Trying to get her before she drops somebody else. Nope. That was not cool. Alright, well, whatever. It happens. Well, I think I have my Twitch notification up there for you, Costly. Alright, so we're finally getting into some actual teams. Unfortunately, I see a lot of teams like this where you can tell that there are people lower than even yourself. So we're going to try and find some that are my level. But at Gear 8, I think it's important to also... you also want to farm up the, board clear character if you can. Like, it's Dr. Poison right now, and that's going to change probably here in the next couple of days when we go to the next month officially. And then it'll be Mr. Miracle, I think is what they said in the post. So, whether or not you want Mr. Miracle, whether or not you agree with WB giving Mr. Miracle, I think he's important to have for certain players, especially for lower level players or free to play players. You don't really have a source of true sight anywhere. So Mr. Miracle is one of those characters that does offer true sight. So he's definitely one that you're going to want to pick up if you don't currently have those things. So I think that's a good thing for him, at least. Other than that, there's probably not a lot of reason for him. Like, he's not a great character, especially at higher gear levels. A lot of people were crapping on him, but that's my take on him. Like, he definitely has his place, I think. So, yeah, buff transfer is also a unique ability that Mr. Miracle has that is also really cool. You're right. And there's, like I said, there's uses for him. It's just, I think the biggest selling point is going to be that true sight. So, unfortunately, we're not finding a whole lot of teams that are worthy of my time to actually fight, other than those bot teams I took my time on. But the actual teams have been less impressive, unfortunately. Maybe I'm still a little too low. Yeah, well. I'll try and get some actual video footage if I do get up into the top 1500. Or just under the top 1500, where I'm actually fighting actual player teams. I'll try and get some video on YouTube here. These next couple look like they might be promising. Alright, this looks a little bit better. At least it's relatively near my power level and gear level, it looks like. See what happens here. Also, I don't necessarily recommend doing what I'm doing with just the single team thing. This is just me wanting to test a defense log for the team, is what it comes down to. So, I love that Tim White awareness. Get rid of the Superman. Yes, it does. Ranking up is one of the main things that increases your power level. Your power level is the main thing that drives your red alerts and your arena. And it's usually your top 4 or your top 12. I think, pretty sure it's your top 4, though. Let me go on. So, like my red alerts, just real quick, you're going to see a lot of L2. This is a bot team, but it's L2 now. And then this is a player team, bot team, player team definitely, player team, bot team. So I've started seeing a lot less bot teams and a lot more player teams in the last couple of days. And the only thing I did was bring Martian Manhunter to full gear 8, where he was like gear 6 or 7 before, and he was hanging down a little lower, between Killer Frost and Cyborg somewhere. So just getting him up that last from 7 to 8 brought his power level up. So if I had done that before I ranked him up, it would have done the same thing. So okay, so the best tip I can give you is this. You see the total power level of a Martian Manhunter is 4398. My Metallo is 4380. That's 18 points within a range. Okay? Now, my Lex is at 4100. So, my goal as I'm ranking people up is to kind of stay between that. Although, as soon as I rank Cersei up, she'll probably jump over my Martian Manhunter a little bit. So, my goal right now is to stay between 4500 and 4000. Is kind of where I want my top end to be. I'm going to try and stay under that with anybody else that I bring up. Notice my Cyborg is 3800, Swamp Thing's 3800. Like, it's going to vary, but usually I would do gear after the rank ups, and ranks and levels first, and then gear, just so that if I get real close to that point, I can look at a piece of gear and say, okay, maybe I don't take this piece of gear just yet. That would be my best advice for going from 10 to 11. It's less relevant to me at doing what I'm doing, because everybody's going to be gear 8, level 50. But when you're going from 10 to 11, that's the best advice I can give you, is to keep a certain power range. These are the range that I want. So if you're going from 10 to 11, and you say, I want 6,500 to 7,500, or I want 6,800 to 7,400, depending on how strict you want to be. If you say that's your range, try not to bring people outside of that range. That's probably the best advice I can give you, as far as not screwing up your red alerts too much and not screwing up the PvP boards too much, because it's when characters start getting way into that up range, that's where you're going to have the problems. So the other thing that I can tell you I love to see that. The other thing that you're going to want to do as a player is to identify probably 3 or 4 characters from each affinity that you quote-unquote want as your main characters, and then go from there. So what I mean by that is identify, okay, I want Cersei, Swamp Thing, Cheetah as my main mystics, and then be like, I'm going to bring them up to gear 11. So basically what you're going to do is farm up exactly, or a little bit more gear, to bring all 3 of those to level 70 and gear 11 at the same time. And you're going to do that with all 3 affinities, and you're going to do it all at once and just bring one big jump. Either 9 total or 12 total. 6, 9, and 12 are the big numbers. 2 of each affinity, 3 of each affinity, and 4 of each affinity. Those are my numbers that I recommend. And then you can just build out slowly from there. Those would be the ways to build up your roster from moderate level to higher level gear, without screwing up your red alerts and your PvPs too much, hopefully. You're back now? I thought you were watching a movie. No, of course not.
What are you doing? I'm gonna go back in the room before Mommy comes in.
Okay. There we go. Alright, so there's my PvP board. Nice and quick and easy. And let's see what the next one looks like. Maybe we'll buy some energy and do some more real quick. I don't know how people feel in the chat. Like, what do we want to do? This is Gear 8 content, so it's not like there's a lot to it. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Got a decent couple of... Oh, those are both bots. Never mind. And like I said, I think that my bots are going to be the more dangerous ones here for a little while. Love to see it. Is there any particular content you guys want to see? Yeah, I'm trying to get to the top 1,500 because top 5,000 is 115. Top 1,500 would... Stop screaming. Charlotte. To those of you parents out there, you know how I feel right now. Parasite. Where was that? I'm 2 shards short of legendary Parasite, which means that 115 shards would mean I'm 113 into the 130, which means I'm 17 short of being able to have L2 Parasite. That's why I want to try and hit 1,500 this week, because it'll give me 195 and I'll be able to get L2 Parasite. Even though I didn't use them a whole lot, I still want to have the character, at least semi-ready if he ever is needed for anything. So I haven't actually tried yet. This will be my first attempt at Gear 8. And my strategy for hitting top 1,500 this time is going to be to try to hang out at like 1,502, 1,501. Try to hang out there until the very, very last part of the week. So basically, what is that? Midday Monday. Try and hang out there at like 1,500-ish to 1,600-ish. Try and hang out there until then, and then reset, clear a board, and hope that's enough to get me into the top 1,500. That's basically what I'm going to be trying to do. So, and we're already almost up to 10,000. We're not even at 1,500 trophies yet. So, like, I don't see a problem getting into top 10,000. That's easy enough. I've never had a problem with that. I think I've only made top 5K once, but that's because I really haven't been trying. So this is going to be an experiment, for sure. So, but I wanted to see if I could do it just so that I can encourage other lower gear level players that, look, you don't have to not get a good amount of shards as long as you play smart. So you're not going to get top 100, 99% chance, but I have heard that there are people that can do it. So, I mean, it's not to say you can't. It's just you're going to have a much different road ahead of you if you do. Oops. Just brought my PvP team into a... So what do you guys want to see? Do you want to see some more PvP? Do you want to see different teams? Do you want to see some raid action? Do you want to just do some red alerts? Do you want to just call it a night and go see Costly play his more entertaining, more depth roster at Gear 11?
No.
Still a little early to put her to bed, though.
7 o'clock.
I know, it's a little early.
No. It's
More PvP, okay.
She goes to bed at 7 when she's around me.
Well, that's fair.
Especially when she's acting like this and only had like an hour-long nap.
I know, hon. Calm down. I know. Mrs. Barbarian is on the smoothie kick.
Fruit cleanse.
Fruit cleanse, whatever.
It's like a super juice meat cleanse.
Yeah. So
And you're doing it too.
apparently I've been voluntold that I am also doing it.
You want to lose weight, don't you?
I mean, yes. Let's bring something else. Do I bring something else? Or do I continue with my experiment? Let's bring a stun team with Killer Frost. No, let's bring Cyborg. We love Cyborg. I think that's the end of my gear 8 right there is Harley. What's that? Oat milk. Interesting. Never heard that one before.
I prefer almond over oat. But oatmeal's pretty good for you.
Cheetah's the 5-pointer, right? Yeah, and, saying I need to lose weight is one thing that I've been saying since I had surgery earlier, well, at the end of last year.
You don't have to do clay, so you want.
So,
What?
I had surgery to have some cancer removed. I had a melanoma.
No.
That got removed cleanly. So, I've been pronounced with no cancer
Night.
as of this year, so super happy about that.
He'll come and give you loves here in a few minutes. What was I doing? Charlotte, not now.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to be where I am. I'm being summoned by a child. I'll be right back while this auto finishes. Oh, yeah. Oops. Good timing. It's a good thing there wasn't much of that left.
Yeah. I really like that one.
Well, I'm sorry. Alright. Okay, so I know Doom and Kage were very harsh on Cheetah's rework here.
Why? What's so wrong with her?
Nothing, that's the whole point.
What were they hating on?
What did she want?
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. I personally, I feel that Cheetah's rework was really good. So, I mean, I know that Doom and Kage kind of put her down, and I had to disagree with them so hard. Because they're like, oh, even at lower gear, she's going to be terrible. And I'm like, you guys are dinguses and don't even know. No, I'm not going to be that mean to them. I wasn't saying that. I had to disagree with them a little bit because at Gear 8, she's very useful. Like, I don't even have her legendary. I just have R3 Cheetah, and she's been doing good stuff for me. So I don't know where they got off saying that she wasn't good, even at low gears. I mean, I have Martian Manhunter. I've been using Martian Manhunter because of the event. Like, and I still like Cheetah, but I also have a fondness for bleeds. We know this. But even outside of the fondness for bleeds, she just accelerates people so nicely. when it comes to certain comps, you're looking at characters like Arcus or Cyborg, who don't use intelligence, and therefore Lex is a little bit, not as good for them in particular. So Cheetah just makes it that much better, I think, in all honesty. I mean, Arcus is just kind of busted anyway, as we can see, but I think Cheetah is a good addition. I don't knock Cheetah. She's been doing good stuff for me, so. And then look at that. Cheetah's probably going to bleed out on her turn. Nope, close. That's a lot of bleeds, and I don't really have anything. No, she doesn't do strength down. Cheetah doesn't do strength down. She does a lot of strength ups.
What was the one I was thinking that the strength down?
There's a lot of characters that do strength downs.
What was the female one?
I don't know who you're thinking about. It's not Cheetah, though. Promise that. Alright, let's swap that gun.
How often do you use live wire?
I don't. Etrigan, Hal, Bane, Deadshot, Zatanna. Utility. Gear 9, level 60. Alright, so Martian Manhunter, Lex, Hippolyta, Red Hood, Arcus, Etrigan, Hal, Bane, Deadshot, Zatanna. I would probably drop Bane and Zatanna for now, depending on if they fit into specific teams that you're going for. And focus on, like, Huntress would be one that you kind of missed over. And then I think Cheetah, Chemo, Hot Girl. I think those are probably Siren's good too. Power Girl. Like those are probably ones that you want to include in that short list. So that are easy enough to obtain. Depending on what levels you have everybody out, there's plenty of characters that are good outside of whatever role that you want to have them in. So why did I just do her basic right there? That was supposed to be... God dang it, I did it again. Whatever. Anyway. Thinking about what characters to use and do things with and not paying attention. After this bout, I think we're going to just go over in some depth on what roster I have. I don't know what roster you have, but I'm going to go over some of the better free-to-play options. Sound good? Why do you keep... I don't even... How many people are watching? 18? Nice. Alright, so let's go over some of the free-to-play... Best free-to-play options real quick.
It could be 19 if I pull up my laptop.
Alright. So, obviously, Martian Manhunter, Cersei, and Metallo, not the greatest of free-to-play characters because they're not available. However... Lex, Huntress, Killer Frost, Arcus, Etrigan are all very good free-to-play characters. Swamp Thing, very good free-to-play character. Hal Jordan, very good. Chemo, very good. Cyborg, I know a lot of people complain a lot about his shards, but as a free-to-play player, I can bring a Cyborg in, and he's going to deal with Cassandra Cain, no problems, no questions, nothing. Just, oh, I brought Cyborg. Cassandra, you're dead.
Is that just Rookstar?
No, that's Rose Wilson, Ravager. Cassandra Cain's orphan. The one from Suicide Squad that I hated. Yes, I'm revealing my info about my...
You mean from Birds of Prey?
Yeah. Shush. Alright. Where was I? Swamp Thing, Chemo, Hal, very good. Cyborg, very good against Cassandra and other evasive characters. Hawkgirl, very good. Captain Cold's kind of got his place if you want to use him. He's not as versatile as some of the others. Green Arrow used to be the best. He's probably still really good in raids. Cheetah, still very good. Harley Quite Vexing, again, probably still has her place in raids. Dr. Fate, surprisingly, one of the best characters that I have for red alerts. He offers a lot of sustainability with his huge shields. Superman's mediocre. Power Girl's pretty good. Siren's pretty good. Batman's meh. Yes, I have to agree that Flash is very good. Deadshot is solid. Bane is okay. Harley's pretty good if that's what you kind of enjoy. I'm not that kind of player. Flash is, again, very good. He's just a really slow farm because of the one node. So just be aware of that. And if you're willing to put in the work, he is very good. Catwoman's pretty decent. Zatanna needs a rework. Grandy needs a rework. Do I have Green Lanterns? I have Hal at rank 5. Kid Flash is okay. Canary is okay. John Stewart, probably not worth the farm. White Lantern Sinestro is pretty solid once he gets up into the ranks of legendaries. Wonder Woman Princess Themyscira does a lot of things that you want to be able to do. Stargirl, I haven't used her, so I don't know. I will take your word for it that she's pretty good. Apply strength downs, crit immunity and shield. Damage. Yeah, Stargirl seems pretty good. Yeah, Stargirl seems good. Penguin's not bad. Also, as a slow farm from Alliance. Enchantress isn't great, not terrible. Deathstroke, if you're a fan of the character, I still think he's usable in certain teams. Probably less so as a leader and more as a battlefield control character, where he's using his basics turn meter down, and then you're trying to use him as a tank with like Ivy or Black Mask or something. That can get interesting. Castaway Green Arrow, probably the best character you're going to get for utility. So that's all I have. So we're going to stop there. I don't think any character is useless. I think every character has a place, and synergy dictates a lot of how characters are used. I think that any character can be usable. Yeah, Shazam's pretty good. I don't have him, so... but I think every character has a place, has a team that they can shine on. Even a character like Blue Beetle can be decent. It just depends on how you use him and what you run him with. Even a character like Joker Damage Goods. I know everybody gives him crap, but I don't know how many other characters have a, at max level, 100% stun on a 2-turn cooldown. That's ridiculous to me. or have an AoE that can apply bleeds. Like, that's, again, ridiculous to me. And then, obviously, his leadership's useless, rather. But his passive is very useful for a bunch of turn meter and purging a bunch of buffs at the legendary. So, I mean, he has his uses. It's just people dislike him, and I think a lot of the things that people dislike are things that I'm okay with. Characters like Lobo. I love Lobo, but I never got into the LOWBO. I always was fielding full Gear 11 Lobo because I wanted him to be the main man. I was just a big fan of the character, and I loved it that he was a bleed character also. So, I mean, it's all in how you play them. I know people argue different ways about different things. So, you know, I think at this point, I would rather just see all of the movie characters turned into other characters. Like, we have 2 Aquaman, 2 Joker, 2 Harley, 3 Wonder Woman, 3 Batman. Like, we don't need all of that. Just give me one of each. You know, two arrows. Like, just give me one of each. Turn the other ones into other characters that we don't have in the game yet, and I'd be fine with it. That's all that's how I would fix it. Because, honestly, that's just my opinion. I don't know.
There are way too many characters.
There's a lot of characters in this game. Let's go ahead and finish.
Broccoli.
What about him?
You don't know.
You
don't know.
No, I don't. He just got reworked. If you want to hear in a little bit, we're going to stop this and we're going to head over to Costly's stream where he is going to be having the reworks in Showcase. So I'm going to finish up this board and then we're going to head over to the other stream since we're getting close to that time. Does that sound good to everybody else? Good. Glad you all agree. As I give you 0 time to actually agree with me. So, but if you enjoyed today, Gear 8 stream talking about just whatever, you can actually access it through the internet browser. It doesn't have to be on the Twitch app. So,
just make an account and you're good.
And yeah, you don't even have to have an account to watch, I don't think. I'm pretty sure you can watch without having an account. Obviously, Costly gets a little bit more out of it if you do have an account. And so I am actually very partial to the team that I am getting my butt whooped by right now because it is entirely a Titan team. I love it. Whoever you are, I love you.
I still get thrown through the loop that they're actually in color or not.
They also took the time to make all of the characters in color. I love it. Whoever you are, I love you, and you are amazing, and you will probably never see this. But you are a man after my own heart. That is for sure.
It's rebirth, isn't it? That causes that?
You can also pay 1,000 gems. It's not just rebirth that'll cause it. You can also just pay 1,000 gems to...
Good lord. Do you think that this game is safe despite AT&T wanting to sell the gaming division?
Yes. I in fact do believe that DC Legends is safe. I do not for one instance believe that even though AT&T wants to sell the gaming division, that DC Legends is going to be hurt at all. Not a bit. So I do believe that now knowing that the sale thing is wanting to happen, it kind of gives light to why certain features may have been introduced, like the ads. Because when you're making a sale, usually you want something to look as good as it possibly can.
Oh, God.
And the ads definitely improves the revenue. So I'm going to have to go with this was an intentional play. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. We're actually just about to wrap up here. We've got a few more matches, but glad you could join us.
If you're on the replay, hashtag.
All right. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the WB AT&T thing. Like, I mean, from a business standpoint, you think about it. You want it to look as good as you can, right? And I know DCL's a smaller game that not everybody knows about, but if you want it to sell, you want even the low level game to have a pretty decent income, right? Like that's how I look at it. So. I think there's less to fear about AT&T getting a hold, or AT&T relinquishing hold over WB. So, who knows? Should be good though, honestly. Right. Are you? Oh, okay. I was like, why are you texting me?
I wasn't texting you.
Yeah, Cersei has really impressed me. And I only have her L2. Like, I'm gonna take her to L3 when the login calendar finishes up because
Star system?
no, yeah, I absolutely agree. The star system does need to be fixed.
I assume that was Chris that texted me.
Maybe. Don't know. Yeah, star system needs to adjust. And this is one of the reasons I love Swamp Thing. I had the Doom on Metallo. That is now gone because Swamp Thing randomly purges. Love it.
Is that not Sluga?
Who I'm fighting?
No. Who's
The one on the end?
Yeah.
Metallo?
Oh, that's the top. I don't know how to describe
Yeah, I know. You don't know it anymore. I haven't played in a while.
it. I've been wanting to get back into it. I'm just gonna start over fresh.
I mean, that's what I did.
Maybe I'll start streaming too, since I haven't switched.
All right, so we got 2 more matches. We're going to wrap these up and then head over to Costly. Looks like right on time at 7:30. So Costly, if you're out there, go ahead and get ready, buddy. We're going to be heading over to you in a second. Love to see the full team stun. And if you guys want this streaming thing to be a regular thing where you're watching a Gear 8 player kind of do whatever, you guys can pick my brain about different things about the game, different aspects, please let me know in the comments or find me afterwards, on Discord or Reddit, and let me know. Because otherwise, I'll do what y'all want me to do. Y'all want me to stream, I'll stream. Y'all want me to shut up, I'll shut up. So,
Shut up.
you don't count. Thanks, buddy. Glad you enjoyed it. So we're going to go ahead and finish this matchup and let Costly take over here in a moment. And there we go. And that's where we're going to wrap it up. Right about that hour mark, almost exactly. So go ahead and call it a night. Or if I can find it. There it is. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. As always, enjoy and grind on.